We're talking with CES spokesperson Allison Fried. Allison, thanks for joining us.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me. I love talking to you guys.
Oh, it's good to have you back, and good to be back.
Really good to have you here.
Yeah,
Thank
you guys
you.
meet for the first time, right?
It's the first time we've met.
Amazing. I know. I'm honored.
We've
Thank
become
you.
long friends
In our setup
In our setup time. So.
That is true. That is true. So let's start with the top line. What are the largest increases in interest in exhibitors in the industry sector? I mean, I think it's an obvious answer.
I think
right?
we can all agree it's AI. It's AI. And we've been saying AI for a while, and it's just growing and growing. And now we've got 2.5 million net square feet of space, and it's very hard to think that we've even got a teeny tiny fraction of that doesn't have AI incorporated in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. You can't walk very far without seeing a lot of things. AI being one of them, large TVs,
Right.
robotics, all of that stuff.
Right.
But what are some of maybe the sectors that are growing big that people wouldn't expect, or maybe haven't thought of like as being big parts of this?
Yeah, I think on that I would probably have to say digital health and wellness. Huge area. Each year it's been growing, it's been expanding bigger and bigger. And this year we actually had to move it out of the Las Vegas Convention Center and give it its entirely own hall over at the Venetian, just because it's gotten so big. And that really plays into the longevity story that we're seeing at the show floor and in the industry as a whole, as we have our aging population, not only in America, but globally. Inventors and innovators are trying to come up with creative ways to keep people living healthier, longer, more productive and happy lives.
So it's not just me because I'm getting old.
We're all getting old, my friend.
It's actually a trend.
It is a trend. It is a trend.
Yeah, so one of the things that I've actually heard several people say is that accessibility seems to be a focus this year.
Absolutely. And the Consumer Technology Association, which is the trade group that puts on CES, actually has a foundation, the Consumer Technology Association Foundation, that is dedicated to funding projects all for technology towards the aging population and those requiring accessibility needs. And so we've got an entire area, again, over at the Venetian dedicated to all products that are helping people who are with vision trouble, hearing trouble, intellectual impairments, physical disabilities. It's really, really incredible to see where things have come. And back to AI being incorporated into a lot of these products. We were talking off air. I actually very, very magically was contacted by my 5th grade teacher who was here with her brother who has Down syndrome, and he has now become completely blind because of it. And, he uses a walking stick, and then literally the next day I saw a walking stick that uses AI to not only help navigate the person around, let them know where they're going, but also is talking to them on their journey about what is around them. Because when I was talking to Johnny, one of the big things he misses being able to know where he is in space, right? Mm-hmm. It's one thing to navigate, I need to go to A to B, but he misses knowing what's fully around him. That there's a pine tree on my left and that there's a cafe on my right. And I just thought it was really cool to be able to use technology to kind of bring back that sense of being that's gone for him and so many others.
And what a coincidence.
Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. I was on such a high. I was like, Miss Branchini, oh my gosh. I was like, cancel my schedule. I ran over
That's
there.
amazing.
It's one of those things, your worlds are colliding. And that is one of the magical things about CES that Gary Shapiro always talks about, the serendipity of the show.
Right.
It's so huge, but you never know who you're going to run into. And the fact that my 5th grade teacher was there with her brother, who I've known since I was 10.
Oh, wow.
And they'd actually been invited by the CTA Foundation to come, and it was a whole panel on seeing accessible tech. And Marie Branchini, she actually got very teary-eyed when I was talking to her, and she was like, we didn't know half this stuff existed or was available, and she was like, everything we saw here today, and it was a 3-hour session, not only would make a significant difference in Johnny's life, but also in my life as his caregiver, because that's a very big undertaking.
Yeah, people forget that part of it too,
yeah, exactly. So, yeah, technology all across the board.
Yeah, we covered a device on DTNS, Rob, that you were pretty excited about as well.
Yeah, Lily for Life, a company based out of France. They create a lamp that has a flicker with a refresh rate that they can set it for people with dyslexia like myself. Oh. So in real time, I have the type of dyslexia that works exactly how this
Really?
lamp works. And it was interesting. Tom and Amos are watching. I actually got a little emotional. It's like, wow, where was this when I was in second grade? Because it actually allowed me to read with significantly less or more ease than what I normally do. For me, reading is I have to concentrate to stay on the line that I'm
Yes.
reading. But this light allows me to actually do that without the strain that I normally use.
My fourth grader is dyslexic, and we are really, really trying to find ways to make things easier for her. So I feel like we need to talk about this. Like, that's amazing. It's just a challenge.
It
And
was instantaneous.
Really?
I mean,
Oh
it
my
literally
gosh.
seconds to tune it in to get it to work.
No, it was impressive. It was impressive just watching. Yeah.
okay, that's like giving me goosebumps. That's amazing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, yes, there's
Right.
there's something for everyone.
It really is.
Oh, wow.
And there's so much. That's the
There's
other thing.
so
Like it's
much.
hard to know just how much there is here. We were talking about one that I saw yesterday called BioLeg. That was an Innovations Award winner, where the founder had actually created the company and created a machine learning based leg that does more muscular attention because he needed it himself. Right? He was dissatisfied. So there's so many examples of that.
Amazing.
If people out there are hearing this and saying like, how do I find these things? How do I find these companies? Obviously, there's do a search, listen to our show and all of that.
Come right here. We got it all.
Yeah, but what do you tell people?
How do I find these things? So, I mean, I would say I love the story that you were talking about with the BioLeg where someone came in to solve their problem. And Gary Shapiro says this all the time, anyone with an idea should come to CES because this is the place to be. This is the place to showcase it. This is the place to meet partners to bring those ideas into
Yeah.
reality. So I would just say that first and foremost, like get involved with the show, get involved with the Consumer Technology Association because I think a lot of people don't realize that there is a nonprofit trade association behind this show with 2,000 plus member companies that's dedicated to helping these innovators succeed and find environments where we can bring the next iteration of these products. So I would say that. And then, just from a networking and meeting people perspective, you don't know what you don't know. And so I think,
right.
I think that human piece and finding out and talking, now I know we need to have a dyslexia light. I think getting involved, taking advantage of these big gatherings is one of the best ways in the world to stay on top of
What
this.
is the best way for people to learn about that aspect of CES and the CTA? Where should they go?
Yeah, so CES.tech is where you can find everything about the show. We've got all the conference sessions streaming, but then CTA.tech is where you see the association side. And there's working groups for all kinds of different product categories, brainstorming sessions, panels. It's a fantastic organization to be involved with.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing people forget is CES in Las Vegas is only 4 days, but there are lots of events related to CES and the CTA all year long.
Yes,
right?
absolutely. And I guess I should note that CTA is right outside Washington, D.C. So we're
okay.
based in
Yeah.
Arlington, Virginia. So there's a big policy component where we're, working the Hill to make sure that there's, pro-innovation legislation, pro-business stuff. So, but yeah, we've got events all around the globe. Europe, Asia, America, all over these target
all over
cities, all over.
So CES.tech for CES, CTA.tech for the association.
Exactly.
And big thanks to you, Allison.
Oh
Thanks
my
for talking
gosh,
to us
thank
today.
you. This was delightful.
Yeah.
You guys are fabulous.
Thanks for coming by.